Hey guys, it's Whiskey River. In this video, I'm bringing you a review on the DB3 All Mods 40 times Growth server in Path of Titans. It's a little bit of a different kind of community server than I'm used to playing. I'm used to playing either full realism or semi-realism servers, where the dinosaurs have profiles and there's a lot of rules revolving around combat that you have to follow. And that can be a lot of fun too, and that's exclusively what I've been playing for the past several years, but a couple of years. But this is a different kind of server. This is more of a PvP server, very relaxed server. There's only 3 basic rules. There's no third partying, no overpacking, and no mixed dieting. So carnivores have to group with carnivores and herbivores have to group with herbivores. You can't group herbivores and carnivores together. And as long as you don't do those 3 things, then you're good. And there's no body down rule, so you don't have to sit 10, 20, 30 minutes on a body down. You just have your fight, and then you can go on to your next fight after you've healed up. So it's quite different than what I'm used to, but it brings a lot of excitement. There's a lot more fights in a shorter amount of time. If you've only got an hour to play, you can pop on here and get 3, 4, 5 fights in an hour. It's really, really fun, and you have the freedom to play what you want. You can do a lot of cool stuff. Like here, we're doing the Saurophaganax combination with Allos and Conks. That way, the Allos and the Conks are getting the buffs that the Saurophaganax provides, the passives, and also his voice calls. So it's something that you can't take advantage of on a lot of other servers. So if you want to do that kind of thing, this is a good server to do that type of thing on. You can really take advantage of all those different group buffs that all the different, like the Ceratopsians have it, the Saurophaganax has it, and a lot of other creatures have those kinds of buffs, so it's a lot of fun. Some of the Stegos, you can do Stego, Kentro, Miragaia herds and take advantage of all those different buffs that come along with that. And you can do a really dangerous combo, which there's a clip on it later, is a Rex and a Zuchang, because they can stack their calls, and a PT Rex. You could do a Rex, an OG Rex, a Zuchang, and a PT Rex, and combine all of their calls together. It's a very, very powerful force. I don't know much of anything that could beat that. So it can be quite a lot of very exciting, and also it can be kind of chaotic sometimes. Even though there are minimalistic rules, there's still a lot of people on here that come on and just don't care or don't really understand and do break rules a lot. But you get that on every server, of course, and there's a lot less rules here to break. So most of the time it's not a big deal, and you grow really fast. If you do it takes about 10 minutes to passively grow anything. So when you die, you're going to get spawned somewhere way far away, and then it's going to take you 5 to 10 minutes to get back to where you're going anyways. However, there are teleports. You can do teleport commands in game, and so it's not that big of a deal. The Waystones are on a very long cooldown because they want you using their teleport system. They want you being part of their Discord, so you can link your account and use the teleport system, which that makes sense. They're doing that to keep everybody accountable. That helps them track rule breakers and things like that, and also it just gives you an easier way to teleport. So there's a benefit to doing it as well. They have a whole point system where you can bank marks that you earn on your dinosaur, and they turn those into divine points, and you use the divine points to buy growths. That's the other thing too, is if you don't want to wait the 5 or 10 minute growth, you just buy a growth, or you can buy a teleport and teleport wherever you want to on the map. So it's very fun, and it's very easy to play. It's not very punishing when you die, so it's not a big deal when you die. You grow super fast, or you can do a growth. So if you just want to focus on fighting, this is a great server for that. I thought this was an interesting fight. This is the kind of thing where that was a Tylosaurus and a Dominus grouped together. One of the things on this server is you just never know who's grouped together, and you never know how many there are. So it kind of keeps you on your toes a little bit. But I went in the water because I figured that Dominus was going to shoot fire on me, and that's what those guys were planning. They had a kind of a smart plan there, and they had a Tylo waiting in the water for me, so that when I tried to go get my fire insurance on that dragon, he just came up and bit me. But luckily I still won the fight, and the dragon flew off and I killed the Tylo, so it was a good fight. In this clip, we got ambushed by this is a Rex and the Zoo Chain combo. Super dangerous. You'll see how much damage these guys do, but I don't think they knew I was behind this log, so I got the surprise attack on him here, and I think I surprised the heck out of that Rex, and I really turned the tide of the battle in this one. The subspecies on this server have different stats than what they show on the screen. So the 3% attack damage on the Rex, for example, on that subspecies is actually 10%. But watch how much damage this Zuchang does. I mean, that's so much damage for a Zuchang Tyrannus, but luckily I had enough health to withstand it. But yeah, the subspecies, you got to go into the Discord and find the changes on all the stats, because the subspecies do have different. It's typically about double what it says on the screen in general, except for like the 3% damage. Subspecies are typically 10% damage, like on the Rex. So I use the knockback one just because I like the way it looks, and it gives you 50% knockback resistance instead of 25, so it really does help against the Karks and the Edmonts and all the things with knockback. And the dinosaurs all feel very, very strong here. They really lean into what the dinosaur's good at. So bone breaks on this server, you hit somebody twice with a crushing bite on a Rex, and their bone broke for 20 seconds. So it's very devastating, the bone break on the server. And then bleeders do very good bleed. The Dilos they do high damage and high bleed, and they're squishy, but they do a very good job at bleeding, which it's a Dilo, so it should. So every time whatever dinosaur you're on, it feels way stronger than it does on any other server. So that's really nice, because everything's kind of equally as strong. There's a couple of dinosaurs on here that are a little crazy, like the Bars, for example, has like 0 cooldown between its tail attacks. It can be extremely difficult to deal with. But the reason they do that is because you can mix pack. I think this is my suspicion. I mean, you've got a Bars has to deal with a huge group of mix packing, players. So it's got to be tough because it's big and slow and it can't get away. So it makes sense. The stuff that's really big and slow is very tanky, does high damage, and it's hard to deal with. So you get attacked by a group of, 3 Rexes, you'll probably kill one, even though you're going to die. So at least you get a small little victory in the battle. And I like that. I like that about the server. All the dinosaurs feel very strong. I never feel, like I'm lacking something on any dino I've ever played here. Very, very strong. There's some other servers, they've got the cooldowns just right so that your opponent can attack you in between hits. They'll bait out a bite and they'll just attack you in between your bite, and then they know they've designed it where there's a cooldown, 3-4 second window cooldown, so that they have just enough time to get their attack in without being able to get hit back. And that doesn't really take place on this server. You're going to take damage, both parties, when you're in a fight. It's going to be extremely difficult to do that little bait and hit type gameplay here. One of the things that happens too is you get a lot of players on here kind of do some cheap stuff like what you saw this Mape do. I mean, I'm a Cougar fighting a critter, and it just watched me fighting a critter and knew I was taking some damage. I mean, and a Mape is already much, much stronger than a Cougar. I think he can kill me in 2 to 3 bites. So he was watching me fight a critter, watched me take damage, and then took a cheap shot on me, hoping he would kill me real easy. I can see he's eating and stuff, and he's probably hungry, but I just thought that was kind of a cheap move. So I went and healed up, and then I tracked him. And I'm kind of waiting. I'm waiting to heal up here and also to get to adult, so I get my claw attack, and then I'm going to go fight him. The thing about the Cougar is it's fast, and so this Mape, he picked the fight, and he picked the fight with an animal that is going to force him to fight because I'm way faster than him. So he hit me once and then ran off. But guess what? He doesn't have the luxury of running off in this fight. He wants the fight. I'm going to give him the fight. It's funny sometimes how the tables can turn. You know, somebody thinks that they have a huge advantage, they're going to get an easy kill, and then when you come back to fight, it's like they're the ones running now. It's like, come on, man, I thought you wanted to fight. What happened? The Cougar is amazing on this server. It's one of the only servers you can find the Cougar on. Most servers have deleted it because it's extremely hard to fight against. It's very fast, and it does a lot of damage and bleed. And right there, he gets too close to that trike. I have no idea who that trike was, and the trike just hits him one time and kills him. So that was a karma moment for the mate. I thought was kind of funny. So I went ahead and healed up, waited the 60 seconds, and I went back and decided to fight the trike. This is a really dangerous fight because that trike can kill me in 2 headbutts. And they've got very good turning on this server. The turn in place is really good. Luckily this trike didn't quite know how to do that. He was, I think, moving too much. If he was just turning in place, it would have been a lot quicker. But he can kill me in 2 headbutts. He can turn really quick. And he's got a lot of armor and health, so it's going to be a difficult fight. But you can see the cooldown is really quick, so he's got good turn, and then that he can almost spam that headbutt. So it's very hard to get in there and get a hit in between his headbutts. And I do like that. It makes the dinosaurs a lot stronger and a lot better to play in this game. It's not a long cooldown window that makes it super easy for a Cougar or anything really fast to just get in and get hits in between the cooldown. So I think that's a good way to do these bigger dinos, and gives them a fighting chance, really, especially against the mobs and the packs of really fast stuff. There's a few other servers that I play on where the big slow stuff just has poor turning, long cooldowns, and a lot of the players know how to exploit that, and they just either tail ride you or they just bait your attack and then hit you in your cooldown window. And they know exactly how long the cooldown window is, so it just becomes easy for them to fight other players, especially newer players that don't understand all those mechanics, and that they mitigate that a lot on this server, which I like. I have no idea what this dragon was thinking, this Dominus. It was standing up there on those rocks above the whole time watching this fight, and then he just jumps down to try to get a cheap kill. And that's one thing that can be kind of annoying on this server, is there's a lot of players that do that. You saw the mate do it to me when I was fighting a critter. You see this Dom doing it to this trike. And, you know, I think part of it is because a lot of people just don't care. And there's not really, I don't think a lot of tickets get made on this server, because when you die, it's not that punishing, really. You can just grow back and teleport back and continue your game. So it's a lot easier to do that than to go to Discord and make a ticket. And I think a lot of people just don't have the patience to do it. So a lot of the kids know that, and they'll just rule break. A lot of them don't know. A lot of them don't care. I don't know what the case is, but it can be kind of frustrating. But like I said, at least it's not that punishing when you die. So I decided to hit the dragon a little bit to like try to shoo him away. I said something in global later, and I told that trike that I had the clip if he wanted to make a ticket, but he never responded, so I kind of think he just didn't care. Probably I should have stopped the fight, but I mean, I was 1v1ing a trike, which is a really challenging fight. I really wanted to complete that challenge, and so I just decided, and it was pretty late in the game. I mean, I was going to kill the trike either way, more than likely, so I just finished it, and like I said, just gave him the opportunity to make a ticket and told him I had the video. But they never responded, so I don't think they really cared. This is an example of a thing they call dark time on DB3, where they call it the purge or dark time, and it'll be announced, and then there's a window of about 45 minutes where there's no rules at all. And every time you get a kill, you get all your health, all your bars are filled. Your food, hunger, health, and stamina all filled up when you get a kill. So it can be a lot of fun. You can just cause mayhem, go get as many kills as you can. If you get on something like a Rex, you can just wipe entire areas of players, because every time you get a kill, you just get full health back, and you get the next kill and you get your health back. And I've been like, fighting until I get within like 2 HP, and then I get a kill and it gives me all my health back, and you just become invincible. And it's a cool feeling. You can just go through and wreak havoc sometimes. So dark times can be a lot of fun. One thing that happens though is big groups accumulate, and so like this guy he had his friend there, which I killed, got my health back, and it gave me enough health to finish this guy off too, continue the fight. But I have a feeling he's going somewhere where he's got more friends, like he might have stuff in this river or something like that. So, but I've just got to risk it and get that kill so I can get all my health back and get the win. That creates a lot of excitement and a lot of chaos sometimes, but I really have been having a lot of fun with the dark times on this server. It's really a blast. I saw this other Sarco. I'm not sure if he was with that group. It looked like he was, but he never really encountered or like tried to fight me, so I was focusing on the other two, but he was still hanging out here, so I had to go get another kill in dark time. And I figured looked like he just wanted to face tank, and so I risked it, hoping to get my health back, and I did right there. So that's an example of dark time. It can be a lot of fun, kind of chaotic but exciting, and if you can really stack up some kills, and you can get a chain of kills together. You get 10,000 marks per kill, and you get your health back and all that every time you get a kill. So you can really go on a killing rampage in dark time. It's great fun. Here we were playing a Cougar and a Yang, both really, really strong playables on this server. It's a good combo because they both do bleed, and the Cougar's super fast, and the Yang has got a good combination of speed and tankiness and damage. And we wanted to fight that Susie and Great Triceratops combo there, and we were able to get the little mini Theory dead. I think the trike actually killed him, and now we just got to finish the trike off. Those trikes are extremely strong on the server. Tons of damage, really good turn, very quick cooldown. So again, it's a extremely challenging fight. I wish these players would get out of the way. A lot of times people just like to I guess they get spectator syndrome. They want to watch the fight, or I don't know if he was going after the critter or what the hell he was doing, but he's like getting in the way. So I gave him a little bite to entice him to leave, which worked. He's got to be careful now against that trike because he's half health or so, and that'll one hit from that trike will finish him off. So I'm trying to get the trike to focus on me, and he can get some easy hits from behind if possible. And then he sharpens his horns, which is perfect because that gives a really long window of opportunity to get some hits in there. Honestly, he didn't even need to do that. He does so much damage as it is. He doesn't need that extra damage, and all it really did was give us an opportunity to get damage on him. There's not a lot of knockback on this server. Not a lot of playables have knockback on their tails, but the Yang does, and it's really nice. You can use it to stop the headbutt, stop a charge, get people off your back. The Yang's just one of the strongest, I think, on this server. It's a lot of fun to play. And we got the kill. This is a funny one here. We had a pretty good group of a couple of Uties, Alios, and a Conch, and this Hats was harassing us. He was trying to clamp us to fly us up and drop us. And it is pretty risky because if he does clamp one of us, it's going to be over. So we've got to be careful. But we got a few hits on him, and then he comes over here and lands on this anthill thinking that he's safe. But on this server, anything that can jump can really jump. So we all use our hops and are able to get a few hits on him and finish him off. So here I was showing Honey River how to fight on a Yang. Yang's one of my favorites on this server. It's very well rounded. It's got a good combination of damage and toughness and speed, and I really like playing it, especially when I'm solo. And so of course the first fight we get into, we get jumped by this guy. I mean, scared the hell out of us and kind of freaking out there for a few seconds, but I was talking to her and I said, well, hey, you know, this is a good opportunity to learn. Let's try to fight this guy. And she agreed. And so we went ahead and turned around and took it to him. One of the nice things about the Yang is it's got this passive ability where you heal while the creature, if there's a creature nearby that's bleeding, you heal off of it. So you can bleed heal pretty good with the Yang. And it also does good damage on the server as well. He landed a good crushing bite on me right there, so just going to have to kite at this point and let Honey finish him off. She does a really good job actually for her first fight on a Yang. Just tail rode the guy, kept pressure on him when he was chasing me, finished him off. So that was an excellent fight, a great first fight. Now she's got the same love for the Yang as I do, I hope. So these Mapes kind of watched this fight, and they did legal. They were legal. They waited their full 60 seconds. I think they actually waited even longer. They gave us some time to eat and heal. So props to them. It's a rare occurrence in this server to see something like that. But they did. They gave us some time, but then they did attack us. I think they thought we were a little lower than we were though, because the Yangs heal. Their passive heal isn't great, but you get that heal with the bleed. You know, when the enemy's bleeding, you heal up. So you can see we're pretty close to full health, and I just don't think they realize that. But still, 3 Mapes is no joke. They're very strong as well, so it's a good challenge, especially right after that Rex fight. Use that reversal on him, that does extra damage to him. Great ability that the Yang has. Sometimes hard to hit, but when you land it, it does good damage. I think it's 20% extra damage if you have the sense on with it. At that point, they got guy realized he's had enough and he runs off. He killed his two buddies, but it was a good fight, and they said GG's afterwards, so I enjoyed that one. And then just to finish the video off, this is a pretty funny encounter, and this is something that happens from time to time that I just find very funny, but there's huge Discord groups that play on this server, and you can tell because they're just all grouped up and hanging out. Usually if it's on Gondola, they'll hang out here near the river, and in the new map, Rhyperia, they hang out on the Waystone Island down in Redwoods, and you'll see them, 6, 7, 8 of them all grouped together, mixed up in you know, amongst herbs and carnivores. But if anybody goes over there that's not in their little group and causes a fight, they all gang up on you. And I'm not sure how they, you know, how many of them haven't been banned, and maybe they have. They just keep coming back, or it's just different groups, but it's definitely a common occurrence where you get 7, 8, 9 players all ganging up on one person. As you can see here, I was on this Giga, and I was just trying to fight one Argent, and through the course of the fight, the Argent got another Argent, 2 Ankies, this Trike, there was a Calican attacking me, a Cougar, and then in the end, 2 more Zoo Cheng Tyrannus right here come in, and finally end up killing me. So there was 9 players trying to kill a single Giga, and I just find that so funny when this happens, and it does a lot on the server. And it's not a big deal because I just grow back, I make a ticket, and you know, they'll get in trouble for it, hopefully, and not do it again. But I thought it was kind of funny that I was just kind of at a certain point, I was like, okay, this is ridiculous. Like, I just want to fight an Argent. Maybe I'll even fight 2 Argents. But really, like, you're going to get 9 of you guys to come and kill one guy. And so I put through that in there just to finish off the video here for you guys, to say stuff like that is going to happen here. It's a fun server. It's a free-for-all kind of server. Little bit of rules, a lot of freedom to have fun, but man, if you get a group of friends together, you guys can put together a really cool assembly of dinosaurs to go. And if you're good at the game and you enjoy this game, you'll probably win most of your fights, and it can be great fun. So I've been enjoying the server, having a good time with it. That's my review. I do recommend it if you just want to have some fun, have a little bit of a break from realism or from semi-realism, and just go at it. You know, have a lot of fights. A lot of frequent fights. You know, like I say, if you have a short little window of time to play, you don't have 2, 3, 4 hours, you only have 1 hour, this is a great server to hop on and get a few fights in a short amount of time. So hope you guys enjoyed the video, and as always guys, I hope to see you out there in Gondola. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.